Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on? TikTok, what's going on? Got my tar in the building. What's up, Miss Lisa? So good to see you all. So good to see you all. What's up, Christy? So good to see you. Hey, it's time to shut the game down. It's time to change the world. It is time. It is time. It is time. What's going on, TikTok? What's the latest and the greatest? Soleil, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. So good to see you. So good to see you all. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you all. Good morning to you all. God's favor to the building. Let's go, Percy. Let's get it, Percy. So good to see you as well. So good to see you as well, beloved. Valerie's in the building. Let's go, Valerie. I appreciate that, God's favor. Do me a favor, you guys, real quick. Share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Share the live to your stories real quick, please. I appreciate it. God's favor, I appreciate that. Do me a favor. Let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out, and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Second, so good to see you, my brother. So good to see you, family. Darlene's in the building. Let's go, Darlene. Let's go. Red's in the building. What's up, beloved? What's up, Joseph? So good to see you. Let's get the likes up, you guys, so we can get the medicine out. Let's get those likes up. What's up, Miss K? Good morning to you all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. No. I'm not. The only thing I'm married to is my purpose. Every man should be married to his purpose, because when you're married to your purpose, what's up, Rose? So good to see you. When you're married to your purpose, you're going to treat everybody in your life right. Every man should be married to his purpose first, because when that man is married to his purpose and when he's operating out of that purpose, he's going to love you in ways you can't imagine. When he is not in alignment with his purpose is when you're going to run into all of the turbulence, all of the unhappiness, all of the projecting his pain onto you. You know, this went wrong. I hit a wall of traffic. You're going to catch all of the problems. Every man should be married to his. You shouldn't even want a man in your life that's not married to his purpose. You got to be married to your purpose first. How you gonna get married to somebody else and you haven't married? You haven't discovered who you are yet. What are you giving that person? If I don't know who I am, what am I giving you? Think about what I'm saying. If I don't know who I am, if I haven't discovered me, what am I actually giving you? And then once I discover me, does the version that I discover still love you? Because those are two different mindsets, two different belief systems, operating at two different levels of programming and conditioning. Think about what I'm saying. That man, once he discovers himself, will the version of himself that he discovered, what's up, Divine? So good to see you, beloved. Does the version of himself that he discovered still love you? Because those are two different mindsets. Two completely different mindsets. This is why I tell people, man, you got to find out who you are before you start giving yourself to other people. Because you don't even know what you're giving that person. You're giving them the character. What's up, Tracy? So good to see you. Lynetta, so good to see you, beloved. You know what I mean? You got to be married to your purpose before you start getting married to other people. Because people will distract you from your purpose. That's why I'm saying that. People will throw you all the way out of alignment for you with your purpose. You mess around and don't discover your purpose to you 30 years later, 40 years later, 50 years later, because you didn't gave the first half of your purpose away to some person that wasn't even aligned with your purpose. And that had nothing to do with your purpose. What's up, Digo? So good to see you, beloved. I'm just telling you, like, that's the greatest gift that you, what do we talk about all the time? The greatest gift that you bring to any relationship is you. You are the greatest, you are the most important ingredient that you deposit into any relationship. So if you're the most important ingredient and you still haven't discovered who you are at your essence, then what have you deposited? Let's get the lights up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. That's why so many relationships fall apart. Relationships fall apart because you got a character getting married to another character. That's why relationships fall apart. Two characters got married. They didn't know who they were when they got married. You trying to discover you trying to figure out who you are during the relationship. No, you discover who you are before the relationship, and then you deposit who you really are into the relationship, and now the relationship is powerful. But if I'm still trying to figure out who I am, when I figure out who I am, the version of myself that I figure out may not like you. That's why so many relationships fall apart, because people are trying to figure themselves out on the fly. No, to put yourself in park. You ain't got time to be figuring yourself out on the fly. Figure out who you are before you go hand yourself to somebody else. Do me a favor real quick. What's up, Elaine? So good to see you, beloved. Do me a favor real quick, you guys. Share the live to your stories real quick if you haven't already done so. Good morning, beloved. So good to see you. So good to see you. So good to see you, Elaine. So good to see you, beloved. Kev, what's up, Kev? So good to see you. Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, we figuring it out. Like I said again, we all doing life for the first time, so I get that part. But once you start studying self-awareness, you start to understand that everything that we've been told, we were told by people who didn't know who they were, people that were operating at a lower mind, people that were not self-aware, people that were not emotionally intelligent. You know, we were listening to those people, and that's why so many people are not doing well mentally and emotionally, because we've been so programmed. We just listening to people. It's all social proofing, right? We everybody is saying that this is what we're supposed to do, so we think that this is what we're supposed to do. You know, and we never discover ourselves until it's too late. What's up, Bianca? So good to see you, beloved. Letitia's in the building. Let's get it. So good to see you all. So good to see you all. Again, real quick, let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. Let's share the live here stories if you could. I'm getting ready to dive in. So I'm getting ready to just go. We're going to the bottom of the ocean. That's it. That's all I know. Somebody said something about avoided attachment. What was that? Yeah, it's just social proofing. Everybody's saying, you go get married, so we all go get married. Go have kids, so we all go have. Go to college, so we all go to college. Do this, so we doing that. Don't wear white, so we don't wear white. You know, we just listening to people. I don't know what the hell they talking about. They ain't got a clue about what they talking about. Somebody told you don't wear white, and you stop wearing white. At a certain time of the year, somebody told you stop wearing white, and you stopped, and you did it. You don't know who the person is that made it up. You don't know what their ethnicity is. You don't know what their motivations were. You don't know anything. If somebody told you don't do it, you stop doing it. That's all I know. You can't tell me who said it. You can't tell me what year it was. You can't tell me where they were. You can't tell me why that was their opinion. You just picked it up. That's what an introjected belief is. An introjected belief is a belief that you adopt and apply to yourself. You don't know who created the belief. You don't know where they were. You don't know why they made the belief up. You just heard the belief. It sounded good. And because everybody else was doing it, you started doing it. Wish I would not wear white because somebody said don't wear white. I wish I would. I'm wearing white 7 days a week now, just because somebody said don't do it. That's called freedom. Freedom doesn't come from your choices. Freedom comes when you transcend choice. If you got a choice, then you're not free. You got to wake up. Freedom does not come from your choices. Freedom comes when you transcend choice. When I'm just being me. And I'm not living by all of these introjected beliefs and they said don't do it, so I don't do it. They said do this, so I do that. No, all of those things are called choices. When you transcend choice, then you step into freedom. I'm moving how I move. That's called freedom. Not I move within the confines of what someone said I should be doing, and now I have a choice to make. That's called suffering. That part right there. That part right there. You got to do you. All right, let's get busy getting busy. I see you, Joya. I see you, beloved. Let's get busy getting busy, y'all. We got real quick, man, we got 400 people in the room. We ain't even been on 10 seconds. Real quick, you guys, do me a favor and share the live to your stories, but most importantly, even before that. Yeah, but love is my only religion. Love is my only religion. I stand on it. I stand in it. I guard it. I protect it. Love is my only religion because it's God's religion. It's the only one he claimed. If there's no love there, he's not there. If love is not there, he's not there. If love is not there, I'm not there. I'm following him. So if there's love in the room, he's in the room. If there's no love in the room, he's not in the room, and I ain't in the room. That's the problem now. That's the problem with all these religions and all of this stuff going on. There's no love in the room. Where's the love at? You can't claim to have unconditional love in the room, but you got all this separation going on. You got all of this division going on. We see the world this way. You guys see the world that way. We're Republicans over here. You're Democrats over there. That's different programming and conditioning. You'll never see eye to eye, and nobody was self-aware to understand that. Come on, what are we talking about here? You shadow boxing with a great white now. How do we get to the truth? To a truth that benefits you. If I'm operating out of one set of programming and conditioning, and this person over here or this party over here is operating out of completely different programming and conditioning, I'm not saying who's right or wrong because I don't have a dog in the fight, because I don't subscribe to bullshit. What I'm telling you is that how do you get to the truth? That's all I'm asking you. How do you get to the truth? If you don't understand programming and conditioning, you won't understand what I'm saying to you. If I'm Republican and you're a Democrat, that means that I operate out of certain programming and conditioning and you operate out of certain programming and conditioning. Our programming and conditioning won't give us the ability to see eye to eye. Never. Which means that all that thinking you doing and all that voting you doing and all this stuff like that you're doing it with people that are running a country and running a system that will never allow themselves to see eye to eye so that they can benefit you. You got too many egos involved, too much programming and conditioning involved, too much. This is how we run things. This is how you run things. There's too much BS going on. So we ain't gonna ever get to the truth. And we don't understand that. There's no truth in it. There's no love in it. That's why you can't get there. People with golden hearts can make any system work. People with golden hearts. If your heart isn't golden, it doesn't matter what the system is. What matters is the heart behind the system. That's what makes everything powerful. Doesn't matter what religion you claim. What matters is the mindset behind the religion. What matters is the heart behind the religion. That's what matters. I don't care what you claim. I don't care what you stand in front of. What matters is the heart behind it. Because if the heart behind it isn't right, it doesn't matter what system you stand behind. So once I understood that from a self-awareness perspective, my only religion is love. That's the only thing I claim. And the fact that I claim love, and the fact that love is my only religion means that I'll never see you different than I see myself. I'll never have something to drink and not offer you something. I'll never have something to eat and not offer you something. I won't see you through your ethnicity. I won't see you through your culture. I won't see you through your program and conditioning. I'll see you the same way that I see myself. That's what unconditional love means. Show me where that's available in our world right now. I'm just asking you. Show me where that's available in politics. Show me where that's available in religion. I'm just asking you to show me. I give you 50 years and I promise you, you can't show me that. There's too much division going on. There's too much separation going on. There's too many spiritual egos going on. There's programming and conditioning going on. And the one thing that's missing is self-awareness. And that's what you won't learn in that building. You won't learn that at the church. I've been going for a long time. They don't teach that. All the people in there stressed out. That's why they all in there depressed. You clapping and dancing, but then you going home and you popping all these pills and you doing all of this stuff so that you can make it through your little work week because you stressed out. You ain't liking your life. And the only time you like your life is when you go in that building and you get pumped up a little bit, you get motivated a little bit, then you go back to your life and then you get deflated again. And then you keep coming back to a system that was never designed to transform you. Self-awareness transforms. Self-awareness unites. Religion separates, it divides. That's all it does. And unite nothing. We didn't have religion since the beginning of the time. We got more problems now than we've ever had in the history of our lives. Problems everywhere. People too blind to just wake up and just understand the truth. That's a business. Self-awareness is not a business, it's a lifestyle. It's just how you live, it's how you eat, it's how you think, it's how you move, it's how you walk, it's how you talk, it's the way you treat people, it's the way you love on people that you don't even know because you understand that they are a unique expression of the divine. You may not understand what they are in that moment, but what you do know is that they are a unique expression of the divine, just like you. Every single person is a unique expression of the same wave from the same ocean. Get out of your illusion. That you're different from everyone else. Every single person that you see is a different wave in God's ocean. The same way that when you go to the ocean and you look at a real wave, all of those waves are different. They're all unique, but they're all an extension of the same thing. It's just like you. You're an expression of consciousness. You are conscious made manifest. There's not black consciousness, white consciousness, Asian consciousness. There is one consciousness. You got to wake up. You see in the world through color, you ain't seeing. You blind as hell. If all you see is people's color when you look at them, then you don't see. You have sight, but you lack vision. Vision requires you to transcend sight. 9 out of 10 people walk around, they only have sight. They have no vision. Then it's the same people you add into your life. No vision. So if I can't appreciate and understand myself, how can I appreciate and understand you? The only way that I can get vision is to discover who I am. If I never discover who I am, I can't appreciate who you are. And that's the problem with this world. And the very people that are making all of these decisions have sight but no vision. And that's why we got problems. Problem after problem after problem after problem after problem. No awareness. They might want power. But you want power over other people for. You haven't discovered yourself yet. The most important person you're going to ever lead is yourself. How you going to lead another person? You don't know who you are yet. Where you going to lead them to? Where you going to lead them to? You haven't met yourself that deeply yet. How can you understand and appreciate them if you haven't met yourself that deeply yet? You got to meet you first. The you without your pain. The you without your suffering, the you without your ego, the you without your programming and conditioning, the you without the character that you play, the you without the mask that you wear. Have you met that version of yourself yet? Because if you haven't met that version of yourself, you have no business leading someone else. What's up, Lala? What's up, Rock? So good to see you, beloved. See, I don't want to be powerful. I want to be influential. There's a difference. I don't want power over people. I want to be influential. I want to be able to help people become unlocked and help them become the most powerful version of themselves. I don't want to be used. I want to be useful. It's a big difference between the two. I don't want to rule over anybody. What do you want to rule over sleeping people for? They don't know who they are as of yet. Of course, they're going to follow you. People will always, anytime you follow on somebody, it's only because you don't know who you are yet. That's the only reason why we follow people, because we don't know who we are as of yet. When you discover who you are, all of that stops. Hard park, right there, freeze. Park. We're going to put the car in the park right then and there. Real quick before I jump into this live, type me in the comments real quick if this is your first time on a live stream. That part right there, that's you the only person you can follow. You know what I'm saying? Because where you going, nobody else is going. Where you're going, no single person is going. Okay. Real quick, my name is Jordan Williams. I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, relationship mastery. I specialize in, helping my students and my clients to become fully unlocked. I specialize in helping them to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. My purpose in life is to help you discover yours, period. That's my purpose in life, to help you discover yours. And I'm honored. I'm honored to have that gift. I'm honored to that God trusts me with and he put some of his best and most precious students in my path, so that I could coach them and so that I could help them become unlocked. Let me say this to you: no egos, no filters, no any of that. Let me say this to you: I can't take you anywhere, and the reason why I can't take you anywhere is because you're already where you need to be. The fact that you think that you're broken, the fact that you think you need to heal, the fact that you think you want to become the most powerful version of yourself, you don't need to go anywhere, because where you would be trying to go, you're already there. What we have to do, self-awareness is not about addition, right? Self-mastery is not about addition, it's about subtraction. Once we start doing subtraction, the real you starts to emerge. The real you is infinitely more powerful than the version of you that you are right now. Infinitely more powerful. Infinitely more powerful. Like, to even compare the two would be disrespectful. The real you is infinitely more powerful than the version of yourself that you are right now. Here's the problem. The real you is buried underneath your programming and conditioning, buried underneath your ego personality, buried underneath your pain, buried underneath your trauma, your childhood trauma, buried underneath the character that you play, buried underneath the mask that you wear. The real you is buried underneath that. The same way that if you go outside and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a beautiful summer day and the sun is out shining and then some clouds pass by, well, when those clouds pass by the sun is still there, but the clouds block out the sun, right? They block its rays in that moment. And so you can't experience the sun. You're only experiencing the shade from it. And that's what you are. You are like that sun. But your programming and conditioning is like the clouds. Your ego is like the clouds. Your pain is like the clouds. The version of yourself that you haven't healed is like the clouds. But all of the breakups and the divorces and the different things that you've gone through that you still haven't healed yourself from is like the clouds. The sun is still there, but the clouds are blocking it. And for as powerful as that sun is, if a simple cloud can block the sun, what do you think your ego is doing to you? What do you think your pain is doing to you? What do you think your childhood trauma is doing to you? What do you think the stories you keep telling yourself about what happened in all of your yesterdays is doing to you? What do you think your anxiety is doing to you? What do you think that depression is doing to you? What do you think these things are doing? If a cloud can block the sun, I don't know too many things more powerful than the sun. I just don't. So if a cloud can come and block out the sun for as powerful as the sun is, what do you think those things are doing to you? And that's what's important for you to understand. So again, self-mastery and self-awareness is not about addition. It's not about me adding a bunch of information to you. It's about subtraction. It's about dismantling, right? It's about unlearning. It's more about unlearning more than it's about learning. But we got to unlearn some things first. We got to dismantle some things first. And once we get rid of that, now that cloud has been moved out of the way. Now that sun is coming through. And when you become unlocked, let me say it to you in a way I know you can't miss it. They say that a lion's roar can be heard from 5 miles away. That's a single lion, 5 miles away. Just picture that in your mind. That lion's roar can be heard from 5 miles away. When your spirit becomes unlocked, it's like 1,000 lions all roaring at the same time. Spirit is so powerful. Spirit only communes with God. Spirit does not listen to man. Spirit doesn't care about success. Spirit doesn't care about anything worldly. Spirit doesn't care about religion. Spirit doesn't care about politics, because all of those things are man-made systems. Spirit listens to God and God alone. Spirit takes direction from God and God alone. That's it. So when that version of you becomes unlocked, ain't no walking in no room and turning down the volume on your voice. Ain't no more walking on eggshells. Ain't no more fear going on. Ain't no more anxiety about what might happen tomorrow. It's no more depression about what happened yesterday. Spirit walk in the room, shut everything down. You're going to need protection around you, not protection to keep you safe, protection to keep you from just fully becoming unlocked, because when spirit is unlocked, it's powerful. I got to keep myself contained. It's hard to contain. I'm just telling you now, it's hard. Spirit is like, if you picture the circus and then you picture the rodeo in your mind, right? And you got that bull that's in that pen, right? Now the door is closed. Somebody gotta let that pen. That bull is pissed off. That bull is ready to light anything up it sees. But it's waiting on somebody to unlock that door. But it's running into all of everything that's in that little confinement. It's running into everything because it just wants somebody. I dare somebody to unlock that door. I dare you to unlock it. That's spirit. Spirit is like that bull times 1,000, waiting on somebody to pull that pin. See, they ride the horses. When you looking in the rodeo, oh yeah, they get on the horse's back, and the horse is trying to buck that person off that back. Now they ain't getting on that bull. They ain't getting on that bull. They're gonna run from the bull, but they won't get on him. That's spirit. When spirit is unlocked, so that's what I do. I'm gonna help you unlock that version of you. I appreciate that, beloved. I appreciate that. That part right there, spirit crushing everything. Spirit like, I ain't coming in here to impress them. Spirit don't give a damn about no celebrities. I don't give a damn about the pictures. Don't give a damn about who you are on your social media profile, who you pretend to be. All of that's over with. When spirit step on the scene, and once you become unlocked, you stay unlocked, and that's the most beautiful thing in the world. You never go back to being who you used to be. When spirit, because you got to understand, the cage that you've been living in this entire time is made up of your own thoughts. Every single limitation is made up of your own thoughts. Everything you think you're not. See, what's hurting you right now is not what you are. What's hurting you is what you think you are not. That's doing more damage to you than anything in the world. Not what you are, but what you secretly tell yourself you're not. Your self-concept, that's hurting you more than anything else in the world. And nobody can readjust that, reprogram that self-concept except for you. It is not what you are in this moment that is hurting you. It's what you've convinced yourself you're not. That's what's hurting you more than anything else in the world right now. You didn't let your pain describe you. You've let your depression describe you. You've let that breakup describe you. You've let your little failures and mistakes describe you and define you. That's the problem. You're being defined by things you've experienced, man. Who you are doesn't come from what you've experienced. It has nothing to do with what you've experienced and what you've gone through in life, but that's what's defining you right now. That's your self-concept is the culmination of every single thing that you've gone through leading up to this moment. That's how we look at ourselves through that filter. That's the problem. That's why the average person isn't walking around being the most powerful version of themselves, because you're too busy looking at yourself through yesterday's eyes. Damn, what happened yesterday? You got to have a damn what happened yesterday mindset. The moment your feet hit the ground, I don't give a damn about yesterday, because yesterday don't give a damn about me. I'm focused on this moment. Who am I going to become today? You got to be like that bull that's coming out that pen. When you wake up in the morning, let me out. Let me out. Don't give a damn about yesterday. We ain't keeping score from yesterday. That's the problem. See, we take yesterday's wins and losses and we'll project them onto who we are today. So when you wake up in the morning, you already stressed out. You're looking at the day all moody and gloomy. You're like, damn, I got to go to work today. I don't feel like it, because you're not operating out of your purpose. That's the problem. When you're not operating out of your purpose, you're going to always be out of alignment. And everything you touch will be out of alignment. At some point in time, it's going to come out of alignment because you're not operating out of your purpose. God will never let you become great at what you were not created to be. He will never do that. He will never do that. He will never let you become great at who you almost could have been. No, it's about you stepping into your purpose. And that's why you wake up in the morning and you don't have that energy. That's why we need all these energy drinks. You know, that's why we need all this motivation and inspiration. We need to be pumped up and clapped for and all of those things, because you're not operating out of your purpose, beloved. That's the number one reason. That's how you know. Because when you operate that, I wake up before my alarm clock every morning. Every morning. I wake the alarm clock up. It doesn't wake me up. I'm knocking at the son's door. Hey, you coming out today? What time is it? Time to get up. Shit. What you mean? Real talk. I wake the sun up. I'm sitting there waiting on the sun to come out. You coming out today? What we doing? I promise you. You got to have that fire, man. You got to, I tell you guys this all the time, especially my students. The fire burning inside of you has to always burn brighter than the fires happening outside of you. Because if the fires happening outside of you are burning brighter than the fire happening inside of you, then you already losing the game. The fires outside of you being a metaphor for your problems, what's going wrong in your life, what's going wrong in your relationship, what's wrong at the job, what's happening with your social media profile. The moment that the fires outside of you are burning brighter than the fire happening inside of you, you already losing the game. That fire inside of you, man, has to be like lava. I don't care about what's happening externally, because what's happening externally is only a reflection of my mindset. It's only a reflection of my programming and conditioning. It's only a reflection of my internal state of being. So I'm not worried about what's going on outside of me. I'm worried about that fire inside of me never going out. When you're depressed, the fire went out. When you're experiencing anxiety, the fire went out. When you think when that person walks out of your life, the fire went out. When you don't know who you are, the fire went out. That's the problem. And you let the fire go out. That ain't no different than if we out here some camp somewhere. It's freezing cold. All we got is this fire. We don't keep this fire going, man, we in trouble. You can't never let the fire go out. The fire in you can never go out. I don't give a damn who walks out of your life. I don't care who stopped clapping for you. I don't care who's not cheering for you. I don't give a damn if you got 10 eviction notices on your door. Don't ever let that fire in you go out. That fire being your metaphor for the belief you have in yourself, the love you have for yourself, how you show up for yourself. I don't give a damn what's going on. My fire gonna burn. I don't give a damn what's going on. You can tow that car away. I'm gonna get another one. If you put me out of this apartment, I'm gonna get another one. You put me out of this house, I'm gonna get another one. I lose this outfit, I'm gonna get another one. That's your mindset. But I can't ever give up on me, because when I give up on me, no one else is coming. Who the hell are you gonna get to jumpstart you when the fire go out in you? See, I need me. I don't need that car. I need me. I don't need that apartment. I need me. I don't need the clothes, but I need me. Now, I may not need all those other things. Those things are desires. See, that's the problem. We start getting our value from an external perspective. You get your value from your valuables. You get your value from what you add to your life. That's the average person. You think your net worth is a reflection of what you own. No, your net worth is really a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. Number one, and the information you've added to yourself. That's your net worth. What can you do with that? So I got to focus on me. So if I don't have the life that I want, I got to get double down on me. That's the problem. I'm doubling down on me. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming my significant other. I'm not blaming my childhood. I'm not blaming where I was raised. I'm not blaming my parents. I ain't got time for all of that, because that's weak energy. I got to double down on me. Double down on it. You want to double your net worth? Double your self-worth. Double down on the love you have for yourself. Double down on the amount of belief you have for yourself. Double down on how you show up in yourself. Double down on how much you trust yourself. Double down on you. That's how you double your net worth. Double your self-worth. Period. I'm telling you. You wouldn't have a bad day in the world if you hung out with me all day. You be like, Coach, I need to go home. I need to go home and let my batteries come down, not get charged up. I need to let them come down a little bit, Coach, because my head big as hell. I ain't gonna be able to fly home. That's what you would say. You'd have to walk home because you wouldn't be able to fly. Because we're gonna take any situation. That's the whole point. You got to understand that's what we were created to do. You don't know how badass you are. We were created to alchemize every situation we encounter. Whether that be some problem, we're going to turn it into a solution. Whether that be lemons, we're going to be drinking lemonade. Whether that be something's wrong, we're going to always turn it into something that's right. It's always about how you alchemize the situation. That's what God is paying attention to. Transform the situation. That's what we were created to do. And it's the same thing when you encounter a person. You got the power to transform the way that person feels in that moment, just based on the relationship you have with yourself. Everybody on the points of the circle want exactly what you want. Everybody want kindness. They want compassion. They want understanding. They want respect. And most importantly, they want love. Every single person you see wants exactly what you want. People really want to be left alone. People don't want smoke like that. People don't want problems. People want to be left alone. So when you see that person, just see that person as an extension of you. And everything that you want in that moment is exactly what they want. You just extend that olive branch to that person. It's not hard. We all want to take care of our families. We all want a nice life. We want nice homes, and we want to, and so that's really what it's all about. But when you see this person through your programming and conditioning, and you see this person through your pain, and you're seeing this person through your story that you haven't healed, and you're seeing them through the wrong filters, which keeps you from seeing them. See, when you love yourself unconditionally, you treat people the way you treat yourself. No different. I'm gonna treat you the way I treat me, because I am unconditional love. So I'm gonna treat you in human form. I'm gonna treat you the way I treat myself. So I don't need a rule book. I don't need to talk to anyone. I don't need to study something. It's already what you are. It's who you are at your nature. But the reason why you can't do that is because you've been programmed and conditioned to give people conditional love, because you're seeing people through their filter. You're seeing them through their color. You're seeing them through their ethnicity. You're seeing them through their culture. You're seeing them through all of these filters, so you don't see. You don't see. When God looks at you, all he sees is potential. He doesn't see your problems. Look at people the same way. How you gonna look at people through a different filter than the filter he uses? If he's seeing people through their potential and not through their pain, seeing people through their potential and not through their past, seeing people through their potential and not based upon who they used to be, then now I can see this person. I can see the good in this person because there's gold in every single person that you meet. I don't care who you meet. Every single person is carrying some fiber, some nugget of gold in them. Every person. Every person. Do me a favor, you guys share the live to your stories real quick. If you haven't already done so, share the live to your stories. Do me a favor. Let's get the likes up so we get the medicine out, you guys. But share the live to your stories, please. Let's get into this live one. I ain't even got to the live yet. Man. That part right there, Benjamin. That part right there. I like that. I like that. You said how you find your purpose in life through self-awareness. It's the only way. Purpose number one, it's 3 stages. Number one is you just operating out of your authenticity. That's where you got to get first, because if you don't get there, you can't get to the second level until you're operating out of your authenticity, meaning where you're just really showing up as who you are. There's no more masks. There's no more pretending, but you're just showing up as who you are. That's step one, is to show up as the most authentic version of yourself. Step 2 is to dismantle your programming and conditioning, dismantle the ego, dismantle the masks that you wear, and all of these things that's really covering you from and stopping you from becoming fully unlocked. Because spirit can't become unlocked until you take care of what's happening with step 2. Heal yourself from your story. You got to get on the other side of that. You got to understand that your story, it was not just for you, beloved. Listen to what I'm saying. Your story was not just for you. Your story was the thing, it is the thing that's going to give people that you encounter inspiration and motivation, because when you encounter that person, they'll be where you used to be. You'll already be standing on the other side of it, but they'll be where you used to be. So the first assignment is to heal yourself from the story so that you can understand why every single thing that has ever happened to you in your life leading up to this moment, why it's happened, right? Once you gain mastery and understanding over that through self-awareness, there's no other way to do it. Then you understand that my story is not just for me. My story is the medicine that I bring to the world. My story is the gift that I bring to the world. It's the one that you were created to tell. Nobody can tell your story like you. So that way, when you meet that person, you can relate to that person. You can connect with that person because you've been them before, but they've never been this version of you. They've never been the healed version of themselves. And only you can speak to both sides. You can speak to what it's going to be like when they heal, and you can speak to what it's like for them to be going through what they're going through in that moment. And that's how you're going to be able to help them to get across that river. You can't do the work for them, but you can be the light for them. And then that's going to give them strength. That's going to give them motivation, because at that time, they're going to be so in their mind that they're not going to think they're going to be, they can get past that like you did at one point in time. You didn't think you could get past it. I tell you guys this all the time. Problems are God's way of asking us to become the solution. Not just to become the solution, but to become the blessing. So it's an honor to have your problems. You just don't identify with the problems. The problem is an obstacle in your life that's designed for you to overcome it. That's how you become powerful. You don't have problems, you're going to be the weakest version of yourself. How are you going to be powerful? You don't have problems. All right, let's get busy. That part right there, Juliet. That part right there, below. I tell you guys this all the time. The most, there's probably a million, if not a billion labels in this world. There's labels everywhere. And people will always place some label on you. But the most powerful label, or the most powerful thing that a person will ever call you is a blessing. Nothing is more powerful than that. I don't give a damn if they call you rich. I don't care if they call you successful. I don't care if they call you famous. All of those things pale in comparison. Nothing is more powerful than being called a blessing. Nothing. And that's what you were created to be. You were created to be a blessing, not just for yourself, but a blessing for other people. Not to be controlled, not to be possessed by someone, not to be manipulated, not to be taken advantage of, but just to be that blessing, to be an extension of God here on this earth. So when people meet you, they feel like they met him. That's the blessing. Damn. All right, let me get this. I appreciate that, beloved. I appreciate that. Can information change your life? I'm asking my students, can information change your life? Okay. I got some yeses, I got some no's. Big homie said enhance. Somebody said not by itself. Only if you embody it. China said yours changed mine. So let me say this real quick. Information doesn't change your life. Your decisions do. Information doesn't change your life. Your decisions do. Everything that you are in this moment is the byproduct of your decisions, not the information, your decisions. Is information important? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we've been programmed and conditioned to believe that knowledge is power, right? We've all heard that our entire lives. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is only potential power. Knowledge only becomes power when you apply it. Knowledge becomes power when you embody it. Knowledge becomes power when you become the version of yourself that's worthy of the knowledge you carry. That's when knowledge becomes power. But if I'm sitting with some powerful information and I'm not doing anything with that powerful information, well, then I'm not powerful. It didn't change my life. Once I start making decisions based upon that information, then my life changes. So information doesn't change your life, but your decisions do. And where you are in life right now is all the culmination of every decision that you've made leading up to this moment. So it's decisions that are changing your life. And it's important for you to understand that, because once you really lock in on that, you understand that every decision that you make is building that next moment. Every choice that you make is building that next moment. So that's why I would tell you guys, your next decision has to be your best decision, because it's building the next moment. It's creating something. Right? So information doesn't change situations, your decisions do. Don't ever get that confused. Every problem in your life is coming from one of three reasons. All of them. Every problem in your life right now is coming from one of three reasons. Number one, a decision you made. Number two, a decision you're avoiding. Number three, a boundary you won't set. All of your problems in life are coming from one of those three reasons. Let me say that again. Number one, a decision you've made. Number two, a decision you're avoiding. And number three, a boundary that you won't set. Most people are stuck because you're living with the outcome of a choice that you've already made. Most people right now, 9 out of 10 people on this app right now, is stuck because you're living with the results of an outcome that you've already made, but you're still punishing yourself. But the event is over. The experience is over, but you're still punishing yourself right now. But the real issue is not coming from the decisions you've already made. The real problems are being created by the decisions you're afraid to make. Some of you guys on this app are stuck because of decisions that you're afraid to make. It's not the ones that you've made that are hurting you. It's the decisions you're afraid to make. That's what hurts us. There's some decision that you need to make right now that you're afraid to make. Whether that's a decision to leave the toxic relationship, a decision to leave your job, a decision to disconnect yourself from a certain individual, there's some decision that you need to make that you're afraid to make. Because you're trying to predict what's going to happen on the other side of that decision, and because you don't know what's on the other side of that decision, you're afraid to make the decision. You think you can't make it by yourself, or you won't be as happy. There's something that's keeping you stuck. And what you have to understand is that the life you want lives on the opposite side of the decisions you're afraid to make. The life you want lives on the opposite side of the decisions you're afraid to make, period. And every decision you make is going to do one of two things. Don't ever forget this. It's either going to pay you in the future or it's going to cost you in the future. If you don't have the life you want right now, the decisions you've been making has been costing you. I said every decision you make is going to do one of two things for your life. It's either going to pay you in the future or it's going to cost you in the future. Some of you guys are paying the price right now for decisions you've made in all of your yesterdays, but they're costing you because you're making the decision blindly, because you're making the decision based on emotion. You're making it based on feeling. Every decision you make should be aligned with who you are becoming, not decisions that only reflect who you are in this moment. And that's what keeps us stuck. You making decisions that only benefit the current version of you, not the future version of you. So the future version of you is paying the price for decisions that the current version of you is making. Listen to what I'm saying to you. That next decision that you're getting ready to make, whatever it is either going to pay you in the future or it's going to cost you in the future. That next decision you make, it's either going to be a deposit into who you're becoming or it's going to be a deposit into who you've always been. You have to start thinking from that perspective. Because there's only two buckets. There's the bucket of who you are becoming, and then there's the bucket of who you've always been. And every decision you make is getting deposited into one of those buckets, which is why we don't grow, we don't transform, because we're placing those decisions are more aligned with the wrong bucket. What's it going to be? It's going to pay you in the future or cost you in the future. You're going to pay the price one way or another. Let's see. What's up, Australia? So happy to have you. So happy to have you. That part right there. That part right there. That part right there. That part right there, Silver CEO. You know, information changes situations, you know, with the application. You know, it's all about the application. Again, you can go and acquire all the information in the world. It's not going to make you powerful. It's going to make you more knowledgeable. That part is true. It's going to make you more knowledgeable. You can walk around and talk to people at the water cooler and talk to people at the little office parties and impress a bunch of people with what you've learned. But if you're not applying it, then your life is not being transformed. Some of you guys have become powerful with respect to acquiring the information, but the reason why your life hasn't transformed is because you haven't applied the information. You haven't embodied the information. You haven't become the information. It's on you like a shirt. It's not in you like your blood. That part right there, Silver CEO. Did you just collect that information? You jumping from podcast to podcast, from live stream to live stream, from video to video, from book to book. You know, you're acquiring all the information, but if you don't become the information you're acquiring, then what is it doing for you? That's great that you. I appreciate that, beloved. That's great that you're becoming more knowledgeable. But this is about being transformed, right? Hang on, you guys. That part right there, be do have. I love it. I know one of my students when I see it. That be do have right there told me everything I needed to know. Let me say this to you real quick. You can't apply what you know in the future to what you didn't know in the past. That's what's hurting so many of you guys. You can't apply what you know in the future to what you didn't know in the past. That's what hurts us. You're looking at your past with today's eyes. And then you're punishing yourself for everything that you didn't know back then, but you didn't know it back then. So you can't apply what you know in the future to what you didn't know in the past, and then you punishing yourself because of the moves and the choices that you made, and I should have stayed that long, and I should have done this, and I should have done that. Okay, all of that's fine in this moment. You can say all of that all day long, but you weren't saying that at the time. And that's why we suffer so much, and that's why we punish ourselves, because you're looking at your life through today's eyes, never realizing and understanding you didn't have access to today's eyes when you made the choices and the decisions you made in all of your yesterdays, but you punishing yourself as though you did. What are we doing here? You punishing the hell out yourself. I mean, damn, you looking at everything, you looking at all of the moves from your yesterdays with today's eyes. Okay, but that's unfair. That's unfair to that previous version of you. That's unfair, flat out. So one more time, you can't apply what you know in the future to what you didn't know in the past. A lot of you guys are punishing the current version of yourself for what the previous version of you didn't know. Let go of the past. Let go of your pain. You don't need to carry those burdens any longer. You don't need to carry those burdens any longer. Clinging on to what's already gone only holds you back from moving forward. Stop clinging to what's already gone. It's blocking you and stopping you from moving forward in this moment. Let go of the old pictures that only showcases a version of yourself that you no longer are. Some of you guys are masters at that, beloved. You posting all these pictures and videos of some version of yourself that you no longer are. And what bothers me about that is that you're actually rejecting the current version of yourself. The reason why you're posting old pictures of yourself and old videos of how you used to look and what you used to have and what you used to be, the reason why you're doing that is because you're not happy with the current version of yourself. Because if you were happy with the current version of yourself, you'd be promoting the current version of yourself. You're happy with the version of yourself that's already gone, but you don't see the mental trap and the mental prison that you put yourself in when you do that. So you can't possibly love yourself unconditionally if you're promoting a version of yourself that you no longer are. Think about what I'm saying. That's suffering. And you're doing that because there's something about the current version of you that you don't fully accept. So you're promoting a version of yourself on social media, and you're getting all of this attention from the people that, because they don't know, the people on the other side of your phone don't know that you're not that person anymore. So you're probably getting all this attention and praise and all of those things from a version of yourself that you not are. So that's the character, that's the mask you play, you're wearing. What's wrong with who you are right now? Let's celebrate who you are right now, not who you were, not who you used to be. Let's celebrate who you are right now. Let's rediscover who you are now, and let's go of who you used to be. Because you can't get to your new life if you keep dragging the old one behind you. You can't do it, beloved. Again, clinging on to what's gone only holds you back from moving forward. Let go of the old pictures that only showcase a version of you that you no longer are. Let's let go of the old pictures. It's time to forgive yourself for any mistakes. It's time to forgive yourself for any regrets. And it's time to free yourself from what no longer serves you. We just got to hit the reset button. We have to start now. We have to fall in love with who you are right now. Not who you were, not what you used to have. No more of that, because it's only producing your suffering. That's a trap that you're setting for yourself. Make room for who you are today, and let go of who you were in all of your yesterdays, because that version of you is gone. That version of you is gone. Holding on to what's gone only anchors you to a moment that no longer exists. I said, holding on to what's gone only anchors you to a moment that no longer exists. And you're doing that because you don't fully accept today's version of you. And that's where your suffering lives. There's who you were, and then there's today's version of you. And because you don't fully accept today's version of you, you're hanging on to who you were. And that's the source of all of your suffering. And in your mind, you like the old version of you more than you like the current version of you. And that's what's producing all of the suffering. You don't fully accept the current version of you. You don't have unconditional love for the current version of you. All of that love you have for a version of yourself that you no longer are. The past is a place of lessons, not a place to live. We can't live there anymore. Let go of what hurt you and forgive what broke you. But before you can let go, you must face whatever it is that happened as a part of your past experiences. And that's where the real healing comes in at. You've got to face that. Let me say that one more time. Before you can let go, you must face whatever it is that happened and accept it as a part of your past experiences. Whatever it is that may have happened to you, you've got to face that, because you won't be able to move on without it. Holding on to the past is a conscious decision, just like letting go is a conscious decision. But you can't let go until you understand what's making you hold on. So we have to discover what's making you hold on before you can let go. That's the healing. The healing can only be found in what's making you hold on. Because you can't become who you're supposed to be if you keep hanging on to who you used to be. Do me a favor, you guys, and share the live to your stories real quick if you haven't already done so. Please share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. I appreciate it. Thank you. Again, share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. So I'm going to give you a 3-step formula for how to absolutely. You're welcome. I'm going to give you a 3-step formula on how to let go of the past. Okay. I'll give you a 3-step formula. And I'm let me say this before I go into the 3 steps. This was me. I'm really talking to me right now. This was me. Okay. This was me. So I'm saying this to you, but this was me. You know, I was so trapped in the past. I was so trapped in what I had. I was so trapped in who I used to be. I was so trapped in what my body looked like. I was so trapped in, a version of myself that I wasn't in that moment. I was so trapped in that because I wasn't fully accepting myself. I wasn't fully loving myself, right? And I just wasn't the person that I wanted to be, right? I made financial moves and made some bad choices and some different things like that. And I kept losing things and losing things and losing things. And every time I would lose things, and I'm posting something on social media or I'm doing something, it really wasn't the version of myself that it was in that moment. It was a version of myself that I had been. So when I'm saying this to you, I'm speaking from a place of intelligence and understanding because I was that version of myself. And so many people, that's what we're doing. You're showing pictures of when your body was banging, and you're showing pictures before you had this, and you're showing pictures when your body looked like that, and you're showing pictures when all of these things from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, all these other things like that. And because you're not accepting the version of yourself that you are right now. You don't have unconditional love for who you are right now. You're not willing to accept that. So love's not flowing through you. Happiness is not flowing through you. Joy is not flowing through you. Peace is not flowing through you. What is flowing through you is depression. What is flowing through you is unhappiness. What is flowing through you is misery. Those things are flowing through you like a river. If you are posting pictures of who you used to be, that means that there's no unconditional love in your life right now because you don't accept who you are. Unconditional love means I fully accept me as I am right now. No filters, no masks, no pretending, no promoting some version of myself that I'm really not. That's unconditional love. I love who I am right now. And it's the most freeing thing in the world to get to that place. And most people, you got to get to that place. Because I tell people this all the time, I'd rather you hate me for who I am than to love me for who I'm not. It's just the realest thing. I'd rather you hate me for who I really am than to love me for who I'm not. Real talk, Soleil, real talk, beloved. If you gonna not like me, I'd rather you not like the real me than you fall in love with the fake me. And then you meet me and I'm nothing like the filters. I'm nothing like this version of myself that I've been promoting on social. I'm nothing like that. You're like, damn, I met this person in real life and they didn't look anything like that, because you got all this stuff. We fall in love with the filters, we fall in love with the old pictures and the old videos and all of these things of who we used to be. No, it's about who you are right now. That's what's important. Excuse me. So how do you let go of the past? That's what's important. Empty your cup real quick. Empty your cup real quick. How do you let go of the past? Step one. This is step one. This is step one. Sit in front of a mirror. Sit in front of a mirror. No distractions, no music. Turn your phone off. No radios, nothing going on. Just you. No kids running in the background. None of that. Just sit in front of a mirror with no distractions. No fixing your hair. Don't do your makeup. Don't do your makeup. Don't fix your hair. Don't do anything. Show up as who you are before you do all the stuff to yourself. Show up as that version of you. Don't go shave real quick and line up your mustache. No, none of that. Just sit in front of the mirror, just as who you really are. And just look at yourself. Just sit with yourself in silence and just look at yourself. And I want you to notice how quickly your mind jumps to criticism. That's what I want you to pay attention to. As you're sitting there, just watch how quickly your mind jumps to criticism. Let all of the thoughts come, but don't engage. This is very important. This is a huge part of the medicine. Let all of the thoughts come, but don't engage. Just let them be passing clouds in the sky that is you. Just let them pass. Your thoughts don't have the power to hurt you. What hurts you is the power you attach to them. What hurts you is the emotion you attach to them. It's the same thing with the past. The past doesn't have the power to hurt you. What hurts you is memory with emotion attached to it. That's what hurts you. Memory without emotion attached to it is wisdom. Memory with emotion attached to it is suffering. So it's not your past that's hurting you. It's the emotion you attach to your past when you think about it. That's what's hurting you. It's very important that we understand that one more time. Memory without emotion attached to it, wisdom. Memory with emotion attached to it, suffering. So you're producing your own suffering because when you lack self-awareness, you're thinking about the past. But you're assigning an emotion to every single thought that you have. Your emotions, first of all, your emotions don't belong to, your thoughts, you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts don't belong to you. Your thoughts are just passing clouds through your consciousness. That's all they are. So when I'm having all of these thoughts race through my mind, I don't attack the thought. I don't attach emotion to the thought. I don't need to. It's not important. I'm not the thought. I'm the observer of the thought. So as you're sitting there, let's get back into this. So again, I want you to notice how quickly your mind jumps to criticism. Let the thoughts come, but do not engage. All of your suffering is coming because you're engaging with your thoughts. And when you engage with your thoughts, you assign emotion to them. When you assign emotion to them, you produce the suffering in that moment. It wasn't the thought that hurt you. It's you engaging with the thought. That's what hurt you. So again, step one, let the thoughts come, but don't engage with them. Step two, this step is called name the truth. Step two is called name the truth. Out loud, I just want you to say your name. That's all I want you to do. Step two, out loud, I want you to say your name. And I want you to feel the weight of your words in that moment. You're not reciting some role. You're addressing your true self. In that moment, you're going to be fully present. And I want you to say your name. And I want you to feel the weight that your name carries. That's who you are. Not the thoughts that are passing, not your programming and conditioning, not the pain, not the story that you tell yourself, none of that. Those things are all just passing through your consciousness. None of those things can bother you. None of those things can hurt you. None of those things are in your way. It's when you assign emotion to them that all your suffering is coming. So in that moment, you're going to sit there, right? You're going to say your name out loud. I want you to feel the weight of your words. Not reciting some role. I'm a CEO of this. I'm a doctor of that. I'm a lawyer of this. None of that. This is just me. It's just you and you in that moment. Connect with yourself in that moment. The real you. No filters, no distractions, no phones. This is me. It's all I got. This is all I have. This is what God gave me. He gave me this that's sitting in this mirror right now. This is what he gave me. Now I gotta love that. And I may not be able to get the rest of the world to love it. And I may not be able to get my ex to love it. And I may not be able to get the person on the other side of the world to love it, or the people on social media to love it. But I have to love it because this is all I have. And I'm going to have this for the rest of my life. This is me. I'm not doing another filter. I'm not doing another who I used to be picture. I'm not getting any more videos about how I used to look. No, this is who I am from this moment. And I need you to make a contract with yourself. This is all I got. Because that's your truth and that's reality. That's all you have. And that beautiful thing that you are. That's all you got, beloved. That's all you got. Whatever that is sitting in front of that mirror in that moment, man, that's all you got. Now, other people might walk away from you, but you can't do that. Other people might stop believing in you, but you can't do that. Other people might stop loving you, but you cannot do that. That can never be you. You are the one assignment that you cannot afford to blow. You are the one thing that you can't abandon. You are the one thing that you can't walk away from. Doesn't matter what's happening in the world outside of you. When you're sitting in that, looking in that mirror in that moment, and you say your name, you say it and you be proud. Be proud of yourself. It's not about how much money you have or what your level of education is or where you've been or the mistakes you've made. None of that is important in this moment. This moment is an empty container. It doesn't have the power to hurt you. What hurts us is what we project onto the moments with our mind. You're projecting your yesterday onto the moment. That produces suffering. You're projecting what you think might happen in the future. That produces fear and anxiety. We're projecting things. No, in this moment, I'm going to sit down with me. Don't do your hair. Don't do your makeup. No filters, no distractions, no phones, no kids running. Lock that door. Turn the lights on as bright as you can and say, this is me. This is all I got. I'm the one, the person that I've been looking for to come and save me. I'm looking at him. My real ride or die, I'm looking at him. The one that's never given up on me, I'm looking at him. The only one that can take me to the life I want, I'm looking dead at him. And then you make that agreement with yourself. I will not walk away from me ever again. I will not promote myself as some version of me that I'm not in this moment. And if the person doesn't want it, they don't see you, you got to focus on your 33. Stretch marks and all, blemishes and all, whatever you got going on, you fall in love with what's in that mirror in that moment. And you stand on that 10 toes down. Because that's what God gave you. That's the gift. Because what you signaling into him, when you keep trying to change you, I tell you guys this all the time. The most important day of your life is the day that you decide, I'm good enough for me. I'm good enough for me. Mentally and emotionally and spiritually, I am good enough for me. I don't need to be good enough for them. I don't need to be good enough for the people at my church. I don't need to be good enough for the people on social media. But I got to wake up with me every day. I carry me everywhere I go. How can I get somebody else to love me unconditionally if I don't love myself unconditionally? How can I get people to believe in me if I'm not believing in myself? How can I get people to show up for me if I don't show up for me? How can I expect other people to do for me when I'm not willing to do for myself? Everything starts with you. I appreciate that, beloved. Everything starts with you. See, point. You'll hear people say that word, point. Historically speaking, that's an important word. Point. What's the point of this? What's the point of that? What's the point of this over here? You the point. Ain't no other point. You are the center of everything. You are the point. There is no other point. What's the point me going to the gym? You are the point. What's the point me taking that class? You are the point. What's the point me walking away from this relationship? You are the point. You are the center of everything in your universe. No other point. Point is you. That's what God had in his mind when he made you. You are the point. There is no other point. And what you've got to make sure of is that every move that I make, everything that I do is in line with helping me be more of that. Let me unlock more of that. I'm the point. You in that relationship because you're the point. You're in those friendships because you're the point. People want to have access to you because you're the point. People are attracted to you because you're the point. Start seeing yourself through that filter. But I'm the point. Ain't no other point. I don't need to create a story around that. I'm it. You the point. That's it. That's center. You can't get more center than that. That's center. That's sky. I'm the point. I used to have people say that to me all the time. Well, what's the point of me doing this? And what's the point of me doing that? And what's the point of me doing this? You're going away from your power. You are the point. And as the point, things have to make sense to you or they don't. That relationship has to make sense to you or it doesn't. That job has to make sense to you or it doesn't. Those friendships have to make sense to you or they don't. You're the point. What makes sense to the point? That's what matters. Not the point itself. What makes sense to the point? And then you start moving in ways that's in alignment with that. What does the point need? What does the point need? Who's not valuing the point? Who's no longer adding value to the point? What does the point need to walk away from? What does the point need to detach themselves from? I'm the point. I got to focus on what's benefiting the point or what's taking value from it. I need to know that. Think about that. That's what God is the point. He is the point of the entire universe, and you are the point of yours. God is the point. Ain't no other point. Care what direction you moving in life, it's all moving toward him. And it's the same thing when people come into your life. I don't give a damn what role they playing. It's got to benefit the point. That's why we suffer. Because we start letting people in our lives and that person no longer benefits the point. We lose sight of our value. Now we made somebody else the point. Oh, here comes the truth. Here comes the truth. Here comes the truth. We made somebody else the point. That relationship fell apart because you made somebody else the point. Truth is at the door with the whole damn SWAT team. We got the whole SWAT team. That's why it fell apart. You made somebody else the point. And I'm going to tell you what's crazy. You were the point in the beginning. You know it and I know it. You were the point. In the beginning, you were the point. That person's world spin, turned, and revolved around you. You were the point. Somehow, some way, you stopped being the point. They became the point. It was over with then. It was over with that day. Everything else was just the unfolding of the inevitable. Right? You know I'm right. You were the point. In the beginning, oh, the point was you. Think about it. Look back. You'll see it. That person's world spin, turned, and revolved around you. Every time you looked at your phone, their name was popping up. You were the point. That's all right. But we, that's okay. That's okay. Rhonda, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Yeah, you're the point now, though. And that's what's important. Um, and let me give you step 3 real quick. So I didn't give you step 3. My apologies. Step 3 is, you from this moment moving forward, you speak to yourself like someone that you love deeply. That's how I speak to me. You speak to yourself, and you speak to yourself like someone you love deeply. And I want you to look into your own eyes, and I want you to say, I forgive you. I accept you. Yeah, we made some mistakes, but they belong to us. We didn't fail at some time, but they belong to us. We showed up small from time to time, but it belongs to us. We walked around being the character and all these things like that, but it belongs to us. We may have tolerated some things that we shouldn't have, but it belongs to us. I may have made some choices in my life that I'm not that proud of today, but it belongs to us. And that's when you become powerful. You become powerful in that moment when you say, you know what, everything that's in my bag, everything that's happened to me belongs to me. It's all mine. Every bad choice, every bad mistake, every failed relationship, every time I fumble somebody, they fumbled me, every time that I didn't show up as the most powerful version of myself because I was too busy walking on eggshell, all of that's mine. I'm claiming it all. Because you can't get to that place of unconditional love until you get to that place mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Everything belongs to you. It's all mine. I don't need to discuss it with anyone. I don't need to go and debate with anyone. I don't need to share it with anyone. It's nobody's business but yours. But it's mine. I don't reject any chapters anymore. The whole book's mine. Give me my book. Because I tell you guys this all the time. Your dark is what makes your light powerful. It's everything that's happened in your dark that makes you badass in this moment. So celebrate your dark. See, you can't get to that place of unconditional love until you can celebrate your dark. Your dark being a metaphor for everything that's went wrong in your life leading up to this moment. Your dark is what makes you amazing. I'm telling you now. Celebrate the whole book. You don't have to be a bestseller for the rest of the world. It just has to be a bestseller in your mind. It's the coldest book ever created because it was the one you was created to tell. That part right there. See, that's the problem. We celebrate other people's stories, but we don't celebrate our own. That's where we suffer. That's why we suffer. We give all this credit to people that have been through all of these different things as though we haven't been through anything. We look at other people's stories glowingly, right? And we give them all this praise and all this credit. But when it comes to ours, you're looking at all the holes and all the flaws and all of the mistakes you made, but you don't look at them other people's like that. You don't look at other people's story that way. We even watch movies about other people's stories. We sit there, we champion the person all throughout the movie. But you don't do that when it comes to your own life. And that's what unconditional love is. Unconditional love is the same energy I've been giving to these movies and the same energy I've been giving to other people's story. I'm giving it to my own. I'm the hero in my story. How would celebrate the hero in somebody else's story, and I don't celebrate the hero in my own? That's our problem. We ain't got no problem giving somebody who you've been through so much and you've overcome. So have you. You didn't overcame just as much as anybody else. Why is that story living on some pedestal in your mind, but your story is not? See, what we don't understand is what breaks us is what builds us. That's what makes you powerful. What breaks you is what builds you. I'm telling you now. Everything that's ever broken you in life is what built you because you're still standing. I'm not saying you didn't get a bruise. I'm not saying you weren't scratched up. I'm not saying that you didn't go through some pain, but you're standing on the other side of it. And what was designed to break you actually ended up building you because it made you wiser. It made you smarter. It made you stronger. It made you faster. Celebrate everything that came in your life and tried to break you because it only built you. That's why you're powerful right now. And the only thing that's hurting you is the story that you keep telling yourself about that situation. Nah, nothing broke me. It only built me. That's my story. I don't give a damn about what happened in all of my yesterdays. What came to break me only built me. Period. Everything that tried to break me built me. Everything that tried to break me made me. I need more of it. I ain't get enough. If I'm this badass with the things that happened in my past, I need some more. I'm telling God, send me some more. I got it now. Think about what I'm saying to you. If you were a boxer, with everything you have overcome leading up to this moment, all the failed relationship, all that pain, all the betrayal, people lying to you, cheating on you, disrespecting you, you walking on eggs, all that suffering you did, everything that happened with your childhood trauma, and you still here. If you were a boxer, you'd be in the Hall of Fame right now. Because you done took everybody's best shot and you still standing. I said you took everyone's best shot and you still standing. That's why God knew that. He knew you'd still be standing 10 toes down when it was all said and done. He already knew. He know how his chosen ones move. He know what his children, how they move. Ain't nothing broke you. Only thing that's breaking you is the story you keep telling yourself about the situation. Everything that tried to break me only built me. You can't guard me. What you want to do? Everything that tried to break me only built me. You can't touch me. What do you want to do? Everything that tried to break me, God made me. What do you want to do? You can't break what God made. You can't touch me. That's your mindset. That's your mindset. Bring that mindset to your morning. Bring it. My attitude is bring it. I don't give a damn what you're coming with. Bring it. I'm telling you, if you were a boxer right now, I'm telling you, if you were a boxer, right, you'd be in the Hall of Fame and you'd be on ESPN right now. Because you have taken life's best shot and you are still standing. Now we got to celebrate that. Yeah, we can cry in a minute, but we're gonna celebrate right now. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cry a little bit later. We cry later. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. I'm gonna cry with you, and then we're gonna go celebrate. We don't get to just cry all day and we ain't gonna celebrate. We don't get to be sad all day and then we ain't gonna celebrate. We ain't gonna sit and be depressed all day. We ain't gonna celebrate because we lose in the game if we do that. How are we gonna do that? You standing 10 toes down still. You done went through the war of your life and you still standing. 4-star general, man, you better wake up. All of that was preparation. It wasn't punishment. He's preparing you. So that way, when he starts sending people your way, you the strongest soldier. But I'm standing on everything. I need some more. I got the life mastered now. I didn't master life now. I need some more. If I'm this strong now, They can't touch you. The only thing that's touching you is your thoughts. That's the only thing that's hurting you, the way you use in your mind. Nothing else is hurting you. Nothing is connected to you right now. Your pain is not connected to you. It's only connected to you through thought. Your anxiety is not connected to you. It's only connected to you through thought. Your fears are not connected to you. They're only connected to you through thought. The only thing that's hurting you in this moment is what you continue to connect to you. Nothing gets to be connected to what God has created. That's what you are. The only thing nothing is physically touching you. Everything is touching you mentally. That's why self-mastery is so important. That's the only thing hurting you. And once I teach you how to get past that, then it's game over. Think about what I'm saying to you. What's physically touching you right now? Ain't nothing touching you but the clothes on your body. Your problems are not touching you. Anxiety is not touching you. Fear is not touching you. Depression is not touching you. You tapping those things on the shoulder, and then you are mentally attaching those things to yourself. That's the only problem you have. Other than that, you don't have a problem. You have a situation that needs to be dealt with. We don't have problems. You God's child. God's children don't have problems. We have situations that need to be dealt with. Stop labeling things as a problem because it lowers your vibrational frequency. We don't have problems because you're the solution. God created you to be the answer. How an answer got a problem? How does a solution have a problem? How does a blessing have a problem? You looking at your life through the wrong filter. That's the problem. Baddest thing on the planet. I said the baddest. I know what God's children can do. I said the baddest thing on the planet is you. I ain't seen nothing like it. And we ain't get but one. We ain't got but one. Man, we don't get but one. That's all we got is one. We got blessed with one you. Man, we can really turn this party out. We got one. I don't give a damn about what somebody else's model has done. I don't give a damn about what somebody else is doing, what they like. We ain't worried about none of that, man. It's time for us to transform you into the most powerful version of you. I need to see what that model can do. I'm curious now. I'm curious as hell. I done seen what Beyonce's model can do. I know what Jay-Z's model can do. I know what Taylor Swift's model can do. It's time to see what your model can do. It's time to see what is the gift that God put in you. It's time to unwrap it. We ain't talking about unwrapping it. We ain't talking about nothing. I don't want to talk about yesterday because yesterday's not talking about us. I don't want to talk about tomorrow because tomorrow's not talking about us. We need to talk about today. Today is the only thing discussing you. Today is having a full conversation with you right now. Are you listening? This moment is having a full conversation with you right now. Are you listening? You like a cell phone, you plugged into the moment. The only thing you're plugged into right now is this moment. You ain't plugged into yesterday. You're not plugged into what might happen tomorrow. The only thing you are plugged into right now is this moment. Stay locked in. Stay locked in. I'm wrapping it. We got a lot. Man, what? That's it. We talk about this all the time. Everything is keys and locks. All of the locks are in you. The keys are the things happening outside of you. That's literally and figuratively speaking. Like, it's really important that you understand that. For anybody that's new, that's never joined me on this live stream before, everything is already unlocked in you. You got billions of tiny little locks in you. And every single person that you encounter represents a tiny little key. What does that mean? That means that when that person enters your life, you're going to attach meaning to them. When you attach meaning to that person, it's going to unlock something that was in you. For example, you had a baby, right? You attach meaning to the baby. What happened when you attach meaning to the baby? The mother became unlocked. You had a friend, or you had a significant other. The wife became unlocked, or the husband became unlocked. You went to law school. The lawyer became unlocked. You went to medical school. The doctor became unlocked. Every single experience that God puts in front of you is only designed to unlock something that's already in you. Once that thing unlocks what's already in you, the thing may leave your life. Sometimes the thing may stay for a while, sometimes the thing may go. You got to understand impermanence. Everything is changing. I need to focus on what got unlocked and not focus on what left. What hurts us is when we pay closer attention to what left than we do to what got unlocked. I started studying self-awareness. This version of me became unlocked. I went and studied to become a life coach. A new version of me became unlocked. Every single person that you add to your life, every problem, every situation, every circumstance, is only designed to unlock what's already in you. People don't bring anything, they unlock what's already there. And it's important for you to understand that. That's why you become attached to people. That's why you cling to people, because you think they're responsible for the way you feel. You think they're responsible for the love you experience, for the happiness you experience, for the joy you experience. People give us the ability to experience more of ourselves through them, right? So when you added that person, the person was a key. You were the lock. They unlocked that. And you do the same thing for them. They're experiencing more of themselves through you. You're experiencing more of yourself through them. You have never experienced anyone else's love because you are love itself. Think about what I'm saying to you. I'm speaking straight spiritual intelligence to you right now. You never experience anyone else's love because you are love itself. Why would love need to experience someone else's when the love that you would be experiencing from them is the same love you experiencing in yourself? There is no different love. The love that's in your significant other is the same love that's in you. They experience their own love through you, and you experience your own love through them when you add people to your life. It's so important for you to understand that. I don't get to experience what's in you, and you don't get to experience what's in me. But when I add you to my life, I get to attach meaning to you. And when I assign meaning to you, and I assign meaning to the role, and I assign meaning to the position you play in my life, I unlock what's already inside of me. I get to experience me. I only experience me. We talk about this all the time. Your feelings and your emotions are inbound only. You don't have outbound anything. So whatever you feel in love, it's not like a ray of love shoots out of you and jumps onto that person. There is no outbound feelings. There are no outbound emotions. Let me qualify that. You can be in the Starbucks standing next to a person that's depressed. I'm talking about chronically depressed. You don't feel that. Why? Because their emotions are inbound only. Now that person can be sitting there talking to you, smiling, but they're fully depressed in that moment, but they're smiling. Why don't you experience that? Because the depression is not an outbound emotion. Love is not an outbound emotion. You can show love to people through your behaviors. You can show love to people through your acts of kindness, but what's happening in you internally is only in you. It's not outside of you. Your anger is only in you. Your depression is only in you. No one knows when you're upset. No one knows when you're happy. No one knows when you're anything other than your body language and the facial expressions and the way you carry yourself in those moments, because everything's happening in you. You can be smiling in my face and be boiling underneath. We've seen people do that all the time. You walked into your job plenty of times wearing a smile, and somebody asked you, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm fine," but you were miserable in that moment. You were damn near ready to burst into tears in that moment. You were doing everything you could in that moment to keep it together. Well, why didn't they know that? They didn't know that because emotion and feeling are not outbound. So you don't experience anyone else's anything. If that were true, then that person at your job, when they asked you how you were doing, they would have known you weren't good. Because they would have felt all this emotion pouring off of you. Emotions or feelings are inbound only. You only experience more of who you are through other people, and that's the beauty of it. But you don't need them to experience love, but you get to experience more love when you add more people, places, and things to your life. That's what's important to understand. It's not like you can't experience love without people, but when you attach meaning to people, you get to experience more of who you already are. But you are love itself. So again, if you are love itself, why would you need to experience somebody else's? That doesn't make sense. Why would love be looking for love? We don't understand how powerful we are. That's the problem. That's the whole problem right there. That's the real problem. It's the biggest problem. I can make the argument that's the biggest problem that we face today. We don't know how powerful we are. You know, we borrow our beliefs about who we are from other people who don't know who they are, so we never discover who we are. We never discover how we work. Can you pin that up there for me real quick? Tara, somebody said, so does that mean something? It went by so fast, I didn't get a chance to. No, you don't need to find love. You need to become love. See, you know, when you become love, great question. Let me start with that. Phenomenal question, beloved. Phenomenal question. So does that mean I'll never find love? Since if you're loved, why would you be looking for it? Right? When you become unconditional love, let me tell you the most beautiful thing in the world. You stop placing expectations on people. You stop being attached to people. You stop clinging to people. And you're able to enjoy people for who and what they are. You know, if you're seeking love, that means that you're not giving it to yourself because you're looking at it from an external perspective. That's number one. If you're seeking love, that means that you're not self-aware in that moment because you're looking for love. Love is looking for itself outside of itself. Something's wrong there. When you become unconditional love, like what I'm operating out of, when you become unconditional love, you let everybody be free. You let every person in your life be exactly what they are. You know, think about when you go to the beach. The reason why when you go to the beach, you enjoy it so much is because you let everything be free. You don't need the beach to be anything for you. I'm gonna give it to you in a way I know you can't miss it. I'm gonna give it to you in a way I know you can't miss it. The reason why we love babies the way we do unconditionally is because we don't need that baby to be anything for us. Think about what I'm saying. The only reason why you love that baby unconditionally, that could be a niece, that could be your child, that could be a friend's child. The reason why you love that baby unconditionally is because you don't need anything from that baby, which means that there's no expectations there. You're not projecting. You don't need them to play some role. You let that baby be exactly what it is. Zero expectations. I don't need you to play some character. I don't need you to make me happy. I don't need you to please me. I don't need you to do anything. And you let the baby be free. And as a result of you let that baby be free, your love flows freely for that baby. Freeze that thought. Now let's take the baby out of the situation. Here comes John. John is your significant other. I have expectations on John. I need John to play a certain role in my life. I need John to do and be certain things for me. And anytime that John does something that's out of alignment with what I need, I punish myself and I punish the relationship. Why? Because I really have conditional love for John. I don't have unconditional love for John. I got unconditional love for that baby. And I have unconditional love for that baby because I don't need that baby to be anything for me. But the moment that I add an adult to my life, now I need you. I have all of these expectations. Well, wait a minute. Unconditional love means there are no expectations. Unconditional love means there are no transactions. Unconditional love means there are no psychological contracts. That's why you love the baby, because there's no psychological contracts. There's no expectations. You let the baby be free. But when it comes to a full-grown human being, you don't let that person be free. You need them to be all of these things, and you need them to play a role in your life, and you need them to do certain things so that you can be happy. But why is your happiness dependent upon them? So that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. When you start to understand unconditional love, you understand that I need everybody in my life to be free. I don't want to put people in these mental cages where they have to perform and play. That's what relationships have become today. They are performances. People are performing for you, and you are performing for people. Most relationships, I'm not going to say all of them. Right? It's performances. And here's the thing. Here's the real problem. When that person stops performing for you, you want out. So where's this unconditional love at? The moment that person stops performing for you, you want out of the relationship. But you claim to love them unconditionally. How can you love them unconditionally if the moment that they stop performing and being everything you need them to be, you ready to leave the person? So you never loved them unconditionally. You had conditional love for people, but you're an unconditional being. Make that make sense. You are a being of unconditional love. That's what you are at your nature. Before you are anything else, you are that. But you love people conditionally. Your unconditional love personified, but we have conditional love toward people. Just make that make sense. Just make it make sense. The reason why God has unconditional love for you, because he doesn't have any expectations on you. He hasn't placed any psychological clock. He doesn't need you to play a role in his life. He doesn't need, only thing he wants you to do is be the best version of yourself. That's all he's asking you to do. That's it. That's all. That's the only thing he wants for you, is for you to become the greatest version of yourself. That's it. If you do that, that pleases him. But why can't we be that same way when it comes to people? We need these people to be all these different things for us. So you can only have unconditional love at best. Because if you don't love that person unconditionally, what are we doing here? That part right there, beloved. Absolutely. Pin that question up there. Great question. Phenomenal question about the can you still have unconditional love but still leave because it's not in alignment? Phenomenal question. First of all, let me see who put that up there. Yeah, phenomenal question. Can you still have unconditional love but still leave because it's not in alignment? Yeah, because unconditional love doesn't mean unconditional tolerance of abuse. Unconditional love doesn't mean unconditional tolerance of disrespect. Unconditional love doesn't mean unconditional love of me sitting back and watching you not want to put in the work and not wanting to show up and not wanting to become the best version of yourself. I'm not going to sit here. I can, and here's the thing, me removing myself from that situation is a sign of unconditional love. And I can still love that person, but understand that person is not a good fit for me, right? That person is just not a good fit for me. And so, but my love doesn't stop for them. I don't stop loving them. What I'm saying is that you'll have a person, and hopefully I answered your question, beloved. You'll have a person in a relationship that claims to love you unconditionally. But the moment you break up with that person and you want to move on with your life, all of a sudden the love stops. They stop loving you in that moment. You become that person's enemy. Same day. You were just loving me 5 minutes ago. Now that I tell you that I want out of relationship, now all of a sudden I'm the worst person in the world. You blocking me on social media. You blocked my number. So you never had unconditional love for me. You only had conditional love for me. And that conditional love was based upon me allowing you to have access to me. The moment I cut access off, you cut me off. That's not unconditional love. Unconditional love is that I want to see you be happy, even if that happiness doesn't include me. Unconditional love is I'm going to remove myself from you because I'm not living up to what you deserve. That's unconditional love. I'm going to remove myself. You're not going to have to tell me anything. I'm going to remove myself because I know you deserve better and I know I'm falling short. That's unconditional love. But that doesn't mean unconditional tolerance of abuse, unconditional, tolerance of disrespect. No, that doesn't mean that. And that person may not be a part of your 33. And that's important for us to understand as well. That person may not be a part of your 33. And if they're not a part of your 33, that's okay as well. Yeah, that part right there, Kev, see, that's the thing. When it's true unconditional, Yeah, so your 33 is really your tribe, right? Um, so the law of 33 is states, so 33% of the people that you meet are going to absolutely love you, right? They're going to absolutely love. They're going to love everything about you. 33% of the people won't like you, no matter what you do, no matter what you would have said. They just don't like you for whatever the reason. And chances are, whatever the reasons are, they don't like you. It's happening because of something that's happening inside of them. But that's a different conversation for a different day. The other 33% of the people don't have a dog in the fight either way. They don't hate you. They don't love you. They just don't have a dog in the fight the other way. And so that's the law of 33. What you're focused on is just aligning with your 33. That's the only thing that's important, like to focus on your 33. And don't try to convince people into seeing you. Don't try to convince people, I'll say it this way, when a person rejects you, when a person walks out of your life, that's not an invitation for you to try harder, right? That's just the reality of the situation, because you understand that person may not be a part of your 33. The people in the Mindset Masters community, that's my 33. And I'm focused on them, and we're focused on each other, and that's what it's all about. So in life, you just want to find your 33. You may be with your significant other right now, and that person may not be a part of your 33. What may have brought you together was attraction. What may have brought you together is you were bored, they were bored. What may have brought you together is you guys had this chemistry going on. Superficial things may have brought you together, but when you start really putting in the work and different things like that, you may find that you're not spiritually aligned with that person, and that doesn't make them bad, and that doesn't make you good. That's just the reality of the situation. Unconditional love is you don't have to tell me you're hungry. Unconditional love is when I'm at the mall and I'm picking up a fragrance, I'm gonna pick you up on one as well, even though you didn't ask me to. Unconditional love is I'm at the restaurant, I'm gonna bring you something because I already know what you like, even though you didn't ask me for anything. Unconditional love means that the love I have for you is inseparably connected to the love I have for myself with 0 degree of separation. That's unconditional love. So whatever I'm loyal to me, I'm loyal to you. I show up for me, I'm showing up for you. I'm committed to me, I'm committed to you. You don't have to ask me to be any of those things. You don't have to ask me to lock in on what it is that we have going on, because I'm already treating you the same way I treat myself. That's unconditional love. I can't give you something until I can give it to myself first. That's what's important. The reason why most people can't give unconditional love because they don't know how to give it to themselves. I can't give you what I don't know how to give myself. So you got all these people, everybody's hollering unconditional love because it's the easiest thing to say. Those 2 words are the easiest thing to say, but the hardest things to give. I'm going to give you something that I've never given me consistently. That part right there. In that part right there, Cat Lover, I thank you for that, beloved. Love is service. To love is to serve. Period. If your partner isn't serving you, what are we talking about here? That's what love is service. Well, God serves. I don't know when we got it in our mind when we're serving him. He's serving you. Everything you have right now is because he gave it to you. So how are you serving him? Hell yeah, it exists. What you think I'm doing right now? I'm giving you the same energy right now that I give people that pay me top dollar. And I do it every single day. I do it every day. That's unconditional. And I don't know you. Let's be very clear about that. And I don't know you. I'm giving you the same love and the same energy and the same attention and the same consistency and the same determination and the same passion that I would give somebody that's paying me or that I would give my family member. That's unconditional love. And I don't know you. I've had students of mine that have been transformed all over the world, and I've never sat in the same room with them. That's unconditional love. A person that's God's love. It's not my love, that's his love. Think about what I'm saying. That's unconditional love. What you mean does that type of love exist? Think about what I'm saying. You sit here having somebody pour into you like they know you personally. That's unconditional love. I said pouring into you. Your life is being transformed, your mindset being changed, your beliefs being changed, your attitude being changed, the way you show up for your what are we talking about here? Does it exist? You witnessing it. Love is service. Going back to my original point, it's service. You are being served right now. Now just imagine you got 8 billion people walking on the face of this earth. Just imagine that all 8 billion people are tapped into awareness like me, where everyone is not about what you're giving me right now. It's not about how can I benefit. I can't benefit from you right now. I can't even see you. The only thing I can do in this moment is serve you. But that's what God is doing. He's service. And you're going to walk away. I'm going to tell you what real unconditional love is. Boom. Real unconditional love is you walk away from the transaction with more than you brought. Real unconditional love is you walking away from the transaction with more than what you deposited into it. Period. You are going to walk away from this life with more than what I received. That's unconditional love. You got the bigger slice of the cake than I did. That's unconditional love. Now imagine if everybody in your life was moving like that. Bottom line, my blessing will come from God. That part I'll give you. But what I'm saying is from person to person, you're walking away from the exchange with more than you had, than you brought. That's unconditional love. If every person treated you like that, your whole life be magical. Every single day. You know what I mean? Every single day. Kale's that part right there, beloved. So I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that I'm not saying that for a thank you, or that's not why I'm saying it. What I'm saying is so that we understand what unconditional love looks like. If you showing up every single day and you're walking away from that transaction that you had with that person with more than what you brought to it, because that's what's happening when you dealing with God. You walking away from the situation with more than what you brought to it. You didn't show up with anything. So anything that you have right now, you're walking away from the situation with more than what you didn't. You didn't bring anything, but you're walking away with everything. You didn't bring anything. This moment didn't require you to show up with money. It didn't require you to show up with gifts. I didn't require you to show up with anything, but you're carrying a bag full of everything away with you. That's the same way God loves you. You show up to the moment with nothing, He's blessing you with everything. I'm just an extension of that. I didn't create it. I'm just giving what was given to me. That's unconditional love. When you give what was given to you, I'm going to not give it to you and I'm getting it from Him. Right? I appreciate the gifts, beloved. Does that make sense? All right. But don't just, and that's the mindset, you guys, that we have to, let me give you guys this real quick, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Let me give you guys this real quick, because this is important. Let me give you guys this real quick. You guys know I'm big on like self-respect. Self-respect is huge. So let me give you this real quick. Here are the top 7 ways to increase your self-respect. Again, here are the top 7 ways to increase your self-respect. Number 1, stop looking for people who aren't looking for you. Stop looking for people who aren't looking for you. Because fighting to keep someone who isn't fighting to be kept is disrespectful to you. That's the most disrespectful thing in the world, is you fighting to keep someone that isn't fighting to be kept. Stop looking for people who aren't looking for you. Stop checking for people who aren't checking for you. And let me say this to you with a straight face. Every single person that has ever been in your life knows exactly how to find you. There's not a single person in your life or that has ever been in your life that knows how to find you. So it's not like you some island out in the middle of nowhere that we need to try to discover. People know how to find you. If they wanted to find you, they would. If they wanted to show up for you, they would. If they wanted to be everything you need them to be, they would. All that requires effort. It doesn't require money. It requires effort. Love doesn't cost people a dime. Respect doesn't cost people a dime. Kindness doesn't cost people a dime. Compassion doesn't cost people a dime. But people walk around like it's too damn expensive. That's the problem. They walk around like it's expensive. And we allow them to, we sit and we allow them to not give it to us as though it really is expensive. When everything that that person is failing to give you right now doesn't cost them anything. I'm talking about nothing. But we don't look at it through that filter. And what does that signal about that person when you're not willing to give me what doesn't cost you anything? What does that really say about you? What does that really say about the value that you place on my life when you're not willing to give me something that doesn't cost you a dime? Number two, stop begging people to choose you. If they don't see your value, don't waste your time trying to get them to see it. And a person who doesn't see your value is not an invitation for you to try harder. See, the problem is not your value. The problem is their vision, because their vision won't allow them to see your value. And the reason why their vision won't allow them to see your value is because they've been surrounded by people that are liabilities. So the moment that that person gets around somebody that's an asset, they don't know how to look at you as an asset because nobody that they've ever been around was an asset. So the problem is not your value. The problem is always with the vision of the person. Because how can I see value in you if I can't even see value in me? Number three, stop saying more than necessary. Again, this is the top 7 ways to increase your self-respect. Stop saying more than necessary, because every time you open your mouth, you reveal something about yourself. Every time. Let me tell you something that can literally save your life. I'm talking about something that can save your whole life. Stop placing all this trust in people. If you've got something to say about someone, go say it to that person. If you feel any type of way about a person, go say it to the person directly. Stop bringing all these middlemen and all these third parties into your situation. Because what you fail to realize is that today's enemy, today's friend can become tomorrow's enemy. So this person that you didn't went and confided in all in the dark and all in secrecy and all these other things like that about some person that you smiling in their face, but you feel some type of way behind their back. And then you go and find someone else that you can pour into, never realizing and understanding that the person that you pour it into might really just be connected to the person that you revealing all of this stuff about. Now, you didn't blow the relationship up between you and that person. And what's worse is you're the only one that doesn't realize that. Whatever you feel about someone, man, take that to them. And if you don't have the courage to go and tell that person directly, that's the number one indicator that you need to be quiet. There is not a human being on the face of this earth that I trust that much that I'm going to go and tell them something about you that I can't tell myself. If I can't tell you, then I don't need to be saying it. That's the indicator right there. That's the moment right there. You should have went silent. See, we get so in our feelings, we get so in our emotions that we'll take how we're feeling and we won't tell the person that needs to hear it. We're going to go take that to somebody else. But we don't realize that the person that we're taking it to might have a powerful relationship with the person we're talking about. We don't pay attention to that part because we're too in our feelings at the moment. That's why I tell you guys, you can't move through life in your feelings because your feelings keep you blind. You're going to be blind as hell moving through life through your emotions. Whatever I need to say to you, I'm saying it to you directly to your face, chest to chest. And if I can't say it to you, that is the number. If I don't have the courage to come and talk to you, man to man, a woman to woman, if I don't have that courage to say it to you, then it doesn't need to be said. That's the universe telling you, be quiet. Be quiet. You finna ruin all types of relationships. You sit here confiding in people that you don't know what their loyalty is to the person you talking about. One more time, today's friend could become tomorrow's enemy. Now all that information that you didn't pour into that person, they bringing it back to the person that you was originally talking about. And now you done blew up your whole relationship with everybody. A jealous man is a wounded female. Don't let that go over your head. I'm telling you, a jealous man is a wounded female. Gotta be careful of that. The moment that man becomes jealous, it's over with. What that means is that he because you got to understand, you know, we all have masculine and feminine energy in us, right? And in that moment, he taps into that feminine energy, you know, and you know, in that moment, he's really operating from his wounds. He's really operating from his pain in that moment. And in that moment, he pure feminine energy in that moment. You know, that's men don't move like that. Men gonna sit and have a conversation, and we're gonna talk it out, and that's gonna be what it is. And we're gonna go chest to chest with it, and we're gonna talk it out, and we're gonna leave it there. But you know, when you start getting into the gossip game, and you start getting into all these other things like that, man, you just ruin everything. You know, and a jealous man really transforms into the most wounded version of himself in that moment, because he's tapping into that feminine energy, and that's a problem, because that's not his dominant energy. His dominant energy is masculine. But the moment he's gossiping, the moment he's speaking behind people's back and saying this and planting this seed and planting that seed, in that moment he's really tapped into his feminine energy in that moment. And we carry both. You know, we got the masculine energy in us, we've got the feminine energy in us, but his dominant energy is masculine. And the moment you start doing all of this other stuff like that, you tap into that feminine energy, and it's a wrap. It's all bad. You know, you just got to be careful with that, man. So, yeah, you just got to be careful with that. You got to be real careful with that. You got to be real careful with that. Real careful with that. Number 4. Why what? Somebody asked why. Yeah, that part right there. When a man gets tapped into his feminine energy, then he's the most dangerous person in the room. And he's the most dangerous person in the room because he becomes passive aggressive. When you become passive aggressive, you feel all of that emotion, you feel that anger, you feel all of that, but you don't have the courage to go and talk to the person. So you talk to somebody else, right? And the passive aggressive man is the most dangerous person in the history of mankind. That's the person you don't, the passive aggressive man, cut your throat. I'm gonna cut your throat. You don't want that. Anybody that's passive aggressive, but the passive aggressive male, most dangerous person in the room. That's what you see with all these problems going on in the world. You see passive aggressive men. You know, it's I don't have the courage to say it to you. I don't have the courage to bring it to you. I'm gonna bring it to somebody else. I can bring it to you, but I don't have the courage. So I'm gonna bring it to this person over here. So what happens is that his masculinity is being suppressed. He's supposed to express that. Even if him expressing that, it might get into a shouting match, it might get into this, might get into that. He needs to express that. You express that. That's what the masculine do. That's what we do. You're gonna express that. And when you express that, it's gonna give us an opportunity to talk. Now we may argue a little bit, we may get into some verbal whatever, but at least you expressed it. You didn't suppress it. When you suppress that and you suppress that and you suppress that and you suppress that, well, where do you think all of that stored up energy is going? So he gonna release that onto somebody. And 9 times out of 10, that's gonna be some woman or somebody close to him. He's gonna release that energy on her. She gonna catch that. He didn't say it to the man. You was tough as hell when it came to me, but you didn't say that. You worked tough when it came to the man, but you got tough as hell with me at home. Why didn't you give him that energy? All that energy you got, why didn't you give it to him? To the man you were standing there talking to, why didn't you tell it to him? You tough as hell at home with me, but when it comes to when it comes to the man that upsets you, you ain't got nothing to say to him. You bow down to him, but you roar up on me. See, that's what I'm saying. That's all that passive aggressive. That's what you say to that person. Why didn't you give that person that set you off that energy? The person that pissed you off, why didn't you give that energy to them? What you giving me energy that I didn't create you for? All right, number 4. This is the same thing. Number 4, number 3 are very similar. You know what I'm saying? Stop entertaining gossip about people. Stop entertaining gossip about people. Just don't entertain gossip about people. That's a powerful text that I won't entertain gossip about you. I'm gonna keep it all the way above. I won't even entertain gossip about you. I don't even want to hear it. The moment that somebody called me up with a, let me tell you, I don't want to hear it. I don't need that written space in my mind for free. Go tell it to the person that the information is about. Won't you do that? I'm not going to be some dispensary that you get to come and talk to me about, but you won't tell that person. Nah, I don't move that way. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it when it comes to my students. I don't want to hear about it when it comes to other people. I don't entertain gossip about people. I just don't want to hear about it. Because I don't want anybody to say, and then I was in it, and then I talked to coach about it. No, don't put me in it. Because that's exactly what people gonna do. Once the real person that information was about finds out, and they're gonna find out that you was there, now all of a sudden your name is something you didn't even do anything. Now I don't want to be in it. I don't want to know what happened. I wasn't there. I don't even want to know. Talk to the person, but don't talk to me. If you're not gonna talk glowingly about the person, I don't want to hear about it. So I don't want my name coming up and stuff later on. That's exactly what people gonna do. They're gonna pull your name into it. Number 5, you can't love someone the way they want to be loved if the way they want to be loved requires you to abandon yourself. I said, you can't love someone the way they want to be loved if the way they want to be loved requires you to abandon yourself. That's what we doing. Yeah, you loving the person, but the way you have to love them in that situation is requiring you to abandon yourself. That's how the relationships become toxic. That's how they become toxic. You're going to hear people say that. Why can't you just love me the way I am? Yeah, I can love you the way you are, but damn, loving you the way you are requires me to abandon myself. Some of you guys have probably either said that or you've heard somebody say it to you. Why can't you just accept me for who I am? Why can't you just love me for who I am? I can do that, but damn, loving you for who you are requires me to abandon what I know. It requires me to abandon myself. How can I love you for who you are and you don't even operate out of your authenticity? How can I love you for who you are and you don't show up consistently? How can I love you for who you are and you disrespect me from time to time? How can I love you from who you are and I'm worried about what you're doing when you're not around me because your loyalty got an expiration date on it? How can I love you for who you are? Some of you guys might have a situation in your life where you in a relationship and you the one loyal, but your partner's loyalty has an expiration date on it. You got to understand when you in situations with people, people's loyalty has an expiration date on it. Your loyalty might be fine. Your loyalty might still be running, but has your partner's loyalty expired? The moment that a person starts disrespecting you, the moment that a person starts verbally abusing you, the moment that a person's really not showing up for you like that, things are not like they used to be, somebody's loyalty has expired. Somebody's attention is being pulled in a different direction. And that doesn't necessarily mean that person is cheating, but that person may have their eyes on something else. And then what happens is that person starts to resent you. And the reason why they start to resent you is because they really want to go and be with that other person, but they can't just do that because they are in a committed relationship with you. So now all of a sudden you catching pain, and you catching wounds, and you catching feelings about something that you didn't do. You don't know what's going on. You're like, why you act? What you mad about? Really, that person is mad because they don't have the freedom to go and do what they really want to go and do and be where they really want to go and be. And they doing all that sneaking, and they're tired of sneaking. And all of that sneaking energy that they having to do and play these roles and different things like that is starting to be suppressed in them, and you gonna catch that. I'm telling you, that's how it works. Number 6, real quick. Always look your best. Again, these are the 7 steps to increase your self-respect. Always look your best. Always. You have to dress the way you want to be addressed. That's all I'm saying. Dress the way you want to be addressed. You want to be treated like a boss? Dress like one. You got to dress the way you want to be addressed. Number 7, this is the last one. We can wrap up. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer serves you, grows you, or makes you happy. Stop waiting for closure from people who have already moved on. That's one of the most mind-blowing things in the world to me. People are telling me that they're looking for closure, but you're looking for closure from a person that's already moved on. The person's on already. What closure are you talking about? Again, number 7 is respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer serves you, grows you, or makes you happy. That's the criteria. Is it serving you? Is it growing you? Is it making you happy? Stop waiting for closure from people that have already moved on. And don't chase answers, and don't expect people to know where you're coming from, because people don't know where you're coming from. This is why you got to let people know. You got to get off where you get mad at. I tell my students that all the time. You got to let people know. Don't assume people know. He know what he did. No, he doesn't know what he did, because he's not an extension of your value system. He's not an extension of your programming and conditioning. He's not an extension of your mindset. So no, he does not know what he did. Do not assume that. She know what she did. He knows what he did. No, people don't know. No one is an extension of your value system. That's why we get hurt, because we don't tell people what needs to be said. We assume they know. They don't know. That's why they did it. See, sometimes you have to walk away from the love you thought you wanted if it's destroying the love you have for yourself. Let me say that one more time. Sometimes you have to walk away from the love you thought you wanted if it's destroying the love you have for yourself. All right, let me set my mic down right there. Man, I'm telling you, you got to walk away from that love you thought you wanted. If it's causing you to, if it's costing you the love you have for yourself, no, hell no, you gotta go. You gotta go. Gotta go. Baddest thing barking is you. I keep telling you that. Damn. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I got to give you this real quick. Because I've been waiting. I've been waiting to give you. Hang on, real quick. I've been waiting to give you this real quick. I'm gonna just run through this real fast because my students need this. You guys got to write these down. My students, y'all don't need to write this down. I'll put this in the Mindset Masters chat for you guys. I'll put this in the chat for you guys. What I'm getting ready to share with you guys. There are 3 P's that get in the way of people becoming the most powerful versions of themselves. 3 P's that you need to know that stops every single person from becoming the most powerful version of themselves. Okay. Number 1, you treat your problems like they're permanent. Number 1, you treat your problems like they're permanent. No problem is permanent. Only your spirit is permanent. Every problem can be solved. But when you start treating your problems as though they're permanent, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Number 2, this is the second P that keeps people stuck in life. You think that your problems are pervasive. That's an important word. If you don't know what that word is, I'm getting ready to break that down for you. You treat your problems like they're pervasive. This means that because your relationship may not be going great right now, you look at your whole life through that filter. That's what it means to have a pervasive mindset. The moment that something isn't going right in one area of your life, you look at your whole life through that filter. So one more time, the second P that keeps people stuck in life is that you look at your problems as though they're pervasive. This means that because your relationship may not be going great, you look at your whole life through that filter. Or your finances may not be where you want them to be. And so you're looking at your whole life as being messed up. It's not. That's a small area of your life. That part right there, D. When people lack self-awareness, and they may be broke or experiencing a bad breakup with their significant other, they look at their entire life through that lens. That's what hurts you, beloved. That pervasive mindset destroys more people than damn near anything I know. When you walk around with a pervasive mindset, okay, yeah, you might be going through a divorce, but that's not your whole life. Okay, you may be struggling with your weight right now, but that's not your whole life. Okay, you may be struggling with your finances right now, but that's not your life. But you're looking at everything through that filter. That's what's hurting you. You coloring your whole life with that paintbrush. That's what it means to have a pervasive mindset. No, one area of my life might not be what, but then what about everything else that's off the chain? What about everything else that's working? Everything in your life isn't broken. But when you walk around with a pervasive mindset, you're looking at everything in your life because this thing is broken. You're treating everything else like it's broken. No, you got to stop doing that, beloved. It's hurting you. Again, when people lack self-awareness and they may be broke or experiencing a bad breakup with their significant other, they look at their entire life through that lens. When you have a pervasive mindset, you're taking one area of your life that may be out of alignment in that moment, and you're coloring your entire life with that paintbrush, which is causing you to look at your whole life as being bad. My whole life is messed up. No, it's not. That's one little thing that's not going right in your life. One thing. But you're looking at everything through that filter. You had a fight this morning with your significant other, but you're looking at your whole day through that fight filter. That's a pervasive mindset. Your boss criticized you one time. You're looking at the whole rest of your day through that filter. That's a pervasive mindset. Now you should be able to see it. That's a destroyer because it's lowering your vibrational frequency. No, there's one thing that's not going right. That's it. That's all. Let me give you the third P. Then we're going to wrap it up. And the third P is that we think that our problems are personal. Permanent, pervasive, personal. Those are the 3 P's: permanent, pervasive, personal. Your problems are not personal. When you look at your problems as being personal, your mindset becomes, there's always something wrong with me. Things don't ever go my way. No, you're making it personal. I can't never get it right. You're making it personal. It's not personal, right? I'm always screwing up. I'm not enough. I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not handsome enough. Your problems are not personal, beloved. And if you start believing that, again, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, which causes people to give up on themselves, or causes people to not lose motivation and lose inspiration and lose drive and live out of your comfort zone because of the mindset you bring into your life. The 3 P's have to be eliminated from your mindset immediately: permanent, pervasive, personal. All right. That's that on that. That's that on that. Real quick, type me in the comments real quick. Let me see how many people I have on there. Type me in the comments real quick if this is your first time on a live with me. Soleil, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. So good to see you, mamas. Type me real quick in the live. Let me see how many me's. Let me see how many me's. Let me see how many me's. For anybody that's in the Mindset Masters community, I'm gonna send you guys that piece. There's a little bit more to it, but we got to master those 3 P's: permanent, pervasive, and personal. We ain't got time for none of that. My first time. Okay, awesome. For anyone that's new to the live stream, welcome. My name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, consciousness, relationship mastery. I specialize in helping my students and my clients globally become the strongest and most powerful versions of themselves. I'm also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness: How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? The book is available on Amazon. It's a bestseller. It's a game changer. I've been coaching for 2 decades now, and I've coached people all over the world, from top celebrities, top athletes, executives, lawyers, doctors, politicians, fighters, you name it. I've coached them down to everyday just moms and pops that's just trying to take their lives to the next level. And there's this common denominator there, which I find, and that is, we don't understand that we are the source of our own suffering. We don't understand that all of our problems, that we're the problem and the solution. We don't understand that we are both the answer and the question. We just don't understand that. We don't understand that all of our problems are being created by our programming and conditioning. All of the negative emotions that you experience are coming from your programming and conditioning. When you're walking through life, and here's what I need you to understand. Well, what's my programming and conditioning? Your programming and conditioning is every single experience that has happened to you leading up to this moment. The good ones, the bad ones, the ugly ones, the painful ones, all of that creates your programming and conditioning. That creates a filter that you see the world through. You don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. You don't see people as they are. You see them as you are. Because when you're looking at a person, you're not seeing them through their story. You're seeing them through yours. You're seeing them through your pain. You're seeing them through your assumptions. You're seeing them through your prejudices. You're seeing them through the stories that you create about them. That's how you're seeing the person. In order for me to see you, I have to know your story. The moment I learn your story, it gives me the ability to love you unconditionally, because I understand why you are the way you are. I understand why you make some of the choices and decisions that you make. I understand why you may be where you are right now. But if I don't know your story, guess what my mind is going to do? It's going to create one. And when my mind creates a story regarding who I think you are, it's going to be inaccurate. How can it be accurate when I'm plugging in information that has absolutely nothing to do with who you are in that moment. And that's what's hurting our society. That's what's hurting our world. People aren't seeing you as you are. People are seeing you as they are. But when you lack self-awareness, you don't realize that that's what you're doing, right? You think you're seeing things clearly and accurately. No, you don't ever see things clearly and accurately until you become self-aware. Because the self-aware person sits down the programming and conditioning. We sit down the ego. We sit down the assumptions. We sit down the labels that we attach to people. We sit our judgments down. We sit that down. And now I have no filters. Now I can just see you for who you are in this moment. And if I'm not judging you because I don't judge myself, I don't label you because I don't label myself. I don't project anything onto you because there's nothing to project because I've healed my pain. I've healed my story. I've dismantled my ego. I've dismantled the character. So there's nothing for me to project onto you. So that gives me the ability to apply wormhole effect. What's wormhole effect? Where I can love you unconditionally in this moment and I don't have to see you through your story. Right? I can learn your story along the way. And that's what's so important, but that's what's keeping us disconnected from people. Is that because you don't see their story, you only see your story and you project your story onto them and who you think they are. And that's what hurts us more than anything else. So, when it comes to self-awareness and self-mastery, that's what I teach. And just teaching people how to fully become unlocked. My purpose in life is to help you discover yours. And for me, that's one of the greatest gifts in the world because we both win, right? I lose if you don't discover your purpose. I don't. So my focus is to help you become the greatest version of yourself so that you can step into your purpose and you can step into your greatness and you can become fully unlocked and fully unleashed. That's what self-awareness is about. Again, get to your authenticity. You got to show up as the most authentic version of yourself. Then we dismantle the ego. We dismantle your programming and conditioning. That's going to do away with so much of your pain and suffering in this moment when we eliminate that. And then you have your spiritual awakening. What is a spiritual awakening? A spiritual awakening simply means that I no longer live as the character. I no longer live as the me. So when you say, oh, they hurt me, they lied to me, they disrespected me, they betrayed me, you're talking about the character. It's the only thing you're talking about. You're talking about the character that lives in your mind that was created that moment when your authenticity was fractured and your ego was born in that moment. That's the character. The character only lives in your mind. It doesn't exist in reality. So anytime you say they hurt me, they lied to me, they cheated me, they disrespected me, cheated on me, they disrespected me, you're talking about the character, but the character doesn't exist. It only exists as a thought in your mind. But you've been the character for so long. Most people have been the character longer than they've been their authentic selves. I'm just going to be honest with you. Most people are better at being the character than they are at being their authentic selves. Most people don't know how to move through the world authentically because you're so worried about what other people think about you. You're so worried about what are they going to say. People's opinions carry more weight than your opinion does about yourself. And that's why we don't walk through the world as our most authentic selves, because you're so worried about what somebody thinks about you, but never realizing and understanding when you're worried about other people's opinions, you're a slave to their opinion, which means that you don't own your life. Their opinions own your life because their opinions control how you move through life. We can't do that anymore. That has to stop today. So having said all of that, I created a community with my partners, and this is what we coach. This is what we teach. And we are, in our opinions, we're the best in the world at what we do with respect to helping you to get to your purpose, helping you to understand what your purpose is and helping you to get there. Helping you to achieve self-mastery, achieve emotional intelligence at the highest level, achieve relationship mastery, understand what consciousness is at a mastery level, because that's when life truly becomes beautiful, when you stop seeing it through all of these filters that you're seeing it through right now. Because we listen to people from our wounds, we listen to people from our triggers, we listen to people from our pain. And that's why we react, because the moment somebody says something that's out of alignment with what you think they should have said, in that moment you just react, but you're reacting from your pain. You're not reacting from your strength. You're reacting from a weakness. You're reacting from a wound that you still have, and but the person didn't injure you. The person only pointed to an injury that you still need to heal. That's what the triggering is. The people that trigger you are actually a gift to you. But you won't understand that until you really start getting into self-awareness. But having said all of that, so the Mindset Masters community, we created the Mindset Masters community for that reason, to help you gain mastery over your mind, because you think yourself into doubt, and you think yourself into fear, you think yourself into imposter syndrome, you think yourself into anxiety, you think yourself into depression. All of these things are the byproduct of your thinking, and all of these things are coming because you're out of alignment with who you are. And that's what suffering means. Suffering means I'm ignorant to my true nature. Suffering means I don't know who I am. Suffering means that I'm still asleep. So if you're suffering in any capacity of your life, it means that you're still asleep. It's the number one indicator that you're asleep, is that you're suffering. And so that's what the Mindset Masters community is all about. The Mindset Masters community is one of the fastest growing communities on social media to date. And what the community comes with is 2 life coaches, 1 executive coach. You're going to gain access to all of my live streams, like the one you're watching right now. And you're talking at least well over 100 live streams that are inside of the community. You're also going to gain access to my podcast, which is exclusive to the community. One of my favorite things is the podcast, because you can listen to it on the fly, at the gym, driving down the street, on the beach, or walk out in nature, or just at home relaxing, and you can still be taking in the medicine that's going to unlock the greatest version of yourself. Also inside of the community, I write every single day, like the piece I just shared with you right now. That's getting ready to be deposited into the community. So stuff like that we do regularly. Like, that's not even a big deal. We're doing stuff like that every single day. I go live exclusively inside of the community every Tuesday and Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Central Time. I'll be going live tonight inside of the community. You will not want to miss that. Our community lives are amazing. And what makes the community lives amazing is because you're in a community filled with like-minded individuals, right? That's the beauty of it. You're in a community filled with like-minded individuals. And so what we're offering right now is a free 7-day trial. And the reason why we want to offer a free 7-day trial to you is because we're very protective over the community, and we want to make sure that you are a good fit for the community. But we also want to make sure that it's a good fit for you, so that the relationship is harmonious and synergistic. So having said all of that, type me in the comments if you are ready to take your life to the next level, and if you're ready to take me on as your virtual coach and your virtual mentor. Type me in the comments, and then we're going to tell you guys how to get signed up. Again, everything is free today. So what you guys are going to do is copy and paste that link. Copy and paste that link, put it inside of your browser, and it's going to take you to get your free 7-day trial. Again, copy and paste the link, put it inside your browser. It'll take you to get your free 7-day trial. And we're going to help you become the most powerful version of yourself. They won't be able to guard you. When I'm done coaching you, they won't be able to touch you. Nobody. I don't care what country you live in right now. And that's another thing. It doesn't matter where you guys are globally, because we have people from all over the world inside of the community. Any before we disconnect from this live, any community related questions before we get out of here, you guys? Any community related questions before we disconnect? That part right there, Kels. That part right there, beloved. Bella, that part right there. Love you too, beloved. Yep, that part right there, Brock. The community is amazing. The community is amazing. 7 p.m. Central Time. So we go live tonight, 7 p.m. Central Time. Love you too, Essence. Love you too, beloved. 8. That'll be 8 Eastern. Absolutely, Tracy. I'll see you guys tonight. Any questions? Again, any questions before we disconnect? You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. No, the book's not on Audible, but what you guys can do, you can purchase the ebook, And then you can purchase Speechify. And Speechify is a free app. And what Speechify will do is it'll read it for you on auto reader. So once you purchase the book, you can get it on Kindle. You can get the book on Kindle, and then you can just download the Speechify app, and then it'll read it to you in like multiple languages and voices and all kinds of different things. Absolutely, absolutely, Donnie. Absolutely, absolutely. My pleasure. My pleasure, Donnie. My pleasure. Yeah, the Speechify app is free. It takes you a couple seconds, and boom, you got it. I think it's way more flexible than even if I had it on Audible. The Speechify app is 10 times more flexible. Yeah, you can get it for free or the paid version. Yep, you can get it for free or the paid version. If you get it for paid version, you can have the book literally read in any celebrity's voice that you want. It's crazy. Any questions before we disconnect, you guys? Any questions that I can answer for you guys before we disconnect? Yeah, Mimi, you gotta love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely love it. You're going to absolutely love it. Love you too, Kia. Love you too, beloved. Love you too, Essence. I will see you guys. I just that piece. The piece is the best way that the piece that I just shared with you guys. I don't know if maybe you didn't see it, so I apologize. You may have came late, but I shared a piece on letting go of the past, but you may have missed it, so I apologize if you did. Yeah. You can get the book on Amazon. You get the book on Amazon. Again, this is the name of the book, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? I don't really talk about the book much anymore. I used to talk about it all the time. I don't really talk about it anymore. For what it is, I don't know. Okay, boom. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Other than that, for the Mindset Masters family, again, I'll put that piece in the community, and I will see you guys tonight. Benjamin, I appreciate that. Family. Yep, I'll see you guys tonight. You guys stay powerful, stay prayed up.